Hello friends, today my presentation topic is GSM process flow. So I will give you some brief information about it. First of all, we will discuss its block diagram. Our speech signal is an analog signal. We have to convert in the digital for the further processing. So at the transmitter side, speech coding, then channel coding, then interleaving, then bus formatting, then ciphering, and then modulation is done at the transmitter side. After the modulation, the signal is transmitted by transmitting antenna. This transmitted signal is received by the receiver antenna and it will demodulate the signal, then deciphering, then bus formatting, then deinterleaving, then channel decoding, then speech decoding. And after the speech decoding, we will get our speech signal which was transmitted. So now we will discuss speech coding. GSM speech coder is residually excited predictive coder which is enhanced by including a long-term predictor. The coder provides 260 bits for 20 millisecond block of speech which yield a bit rate of 13 kbps. GSM system operates in discontinuous transmission mode by incorporating a voice activity detector in speech coder. This mode provides a longer battery life and reduces instantaneous radio interference since GSM transmitter is not active during silent periods. A comfort noise subsystem is used at the receiver side which adds background acoustic noise to compensate for the annoying switched muting which occurs due to DTX. Now we will discuss channel coding. The output of speech coder are ordered into 4 error protection based upon their significance or in contributing group of speech quality. Out of 260 bits in a frame, the most important 50 bits called type IA bits, it have 3 parity check bits added to them to detect non-correctable error at the receiver. The next 132 bit with first 53 are appended by 4 trailing 0 bits, thus providing a data block of 189 bits. This block is then encoded for error protection using rate 1 by 2 convolutional coder with constant length k equal to 5, thus providing sequence of 378 bits. The least important 78 bits do not have error protection and concatenated to existing sequence to form a block of 456 bits in 20 millisecond frame. The data rate of speech signal becomes a 22.8 kbps. This is the structure of the bit arrangement. First 50 are the most important, then 3 paritetic bits, then 132 bits, then 4 trailing bits, then other 78 bits. So the total bits are 456 bits and it will it have a data rate of 22.8 kbps. Now we will discuss interleaving. To minimize the effect of sudden fades on the received data, the total of 456 encoded bits within each 20 millisecond speech frame or control message frame are broken into 857 bit subblocks and they are numbered even odd according to block number. These 8 consecutive blocks are spread over 8 consecutive TCI time slot. If a burst is lost due to interference or fading, channel coding ensures that enough bits will still be received correctly to allow the error correction to work. Each TCI time slot carries 257 bits block of data from 2 different 20 millisecond speech blocks. Time slot of first 4 frames contains even data block of present speech frame and odd data block of previous speech frame. Time slot of next 4 frames contains odd blocks of present speech frame and even data block of next speech frame. Now we will discuss bus formatting. Bus formatting adds binary data to the data block to help synchronization and equalization of received signal. There are 5 types of burst: normal burst, synchronization burst, frequency correction burst, random access burst, and dummy burst. Every burst has some well-defined bit structure. For the normal burst, first 3 are the start bits, then 57 bits are encoded bits, then after 1 is still bit or flag bit, After that, our 26 training bits. After that, one again steal bit or flag bit. After that, 57 data bits which are encoded. After that, stop bits, and after that, 8.25 bits for the guard band. This is the structure for the normal burst. Normal bursts are used for the uplink and downlink. Uplink means mobile to BTS communication, and downlink is the BTS to mobile communication. Now we will discuss ciphering. Ciphering modifies the content of 8 interleaved block by the encryption technique known only to the particular mobile station and base trans receiver station. The A3 ciphering algorithm is used to authenticate each mobile by verifying the user password within the SIM with the cryptographic key at the MSC. A3 in A3 algorithm, one random key is generated, and our SIM card was contain some coding or cryptographic calculation. So it will combine that two keys, which first is the random and second is the given in the SIM card. And again, BTS also done this process. BTS also done this process, and it will also generate that key. If the both keys are generated, keys are same, when the authentication is done. The F5 ciphering algorithm is used for the encryption. It provides scrambling for 114 coded bits sent in each time slot. The A8 is used for the ciphering key. Now we will discuss modulation. The modulation scheme used by the GSM system is 0.3 GMSK, where 0.3 describes 3 dB bandwidth of the Gaussian pulse shaping filter. The channel data rate of GSM is 270.833 kbps, which is 4 times the RF frequency shift. This minimizes the bandwidth of the modulation spectrum and hence improve channel capacity. The MSK modulated signal is then passed through Gaussian filter to smooth the rapid frequency transition, which would otherwise spread energy in adjacent channels. Modulation is required because at low frequency noise is more affected. So we will done the modulation at transmitter side, and if we will demodulate signal at the receiver side. Modulation is a process in which we are superimposing carrier signal on our message signal. Modulation has several advantages, like it will decrease our antenna size, it will improve the quality of the reception, and many more. After that, this signal is transmitted via transmitter antenna. This transmitted signal is received by the receiver, and at the receiver side the process of demodulation is done. The portion of the transmitted forward channel signal which is of interest to a particular user is determined by the assigned time slot and ARFCN. The appropriate time slot is demodulated with aid of synchronization data provided by the bus formatting. After demodulation, the binary information is deciphered, then deinterleaved, then channel decoded, and then speech coded. So after this process, we will get the speech signal which was transmitted. So by this way, our signal is transmitted through transmitter to receiver. This is the process of the GSM processing flow or GSM signal processing. So thank you friends.